welcome to the course. Thank you for being here. So this is module one. Yeah, let's go. So we're seeing a meme. Pay attention. And the cat is saying, "I am just to the wrong thing." Yeah. So it's of course it's meant to be humorous, right? But in this course, you'll have way more control over your mind, over your ability to focus, and you'll have the tools and you understand the playing field more. So it is funny, and all of the modules, by the way, will begin in with a meme similar to this, just to kind of loosen things up. But let us continue with the first of module number one. First slide of module number one. Yeah. So consciousness awareness is module number one, right? So this is where we're gonna dive deep into it. And so before we even begin, let me just say, congratulations on taking this step. Whatever, however you ended up, being here, whatever you clicked on something, someone recommended it. I'm glad that you're here. And let me just say, I'll tell you a story, right, of when this clicked for me. So I was driving in New York in Manhattan, and my younger brother Rich, we were speaking on the phone, and then I was driving after. And the conversation he had with me was something to the extent of being like very financially wealthy, as if this is something that we're all aspiring to do, and once once it happens, that's when you'll feel like life like life finally it's arrived, like you're longing for this money, and life is not necessarily good until the money comes along. So I'm just driving in Manhattan, there's a beautiful sunset, and I'm fully present, and I'm fully here, I'm fully with all the training I've been doing. Something clicked. And I remember thinking to myself, this feeling is worth like roughly like $100 million. Like I genuinely felt, and I still do. But I've been living it now for quite a few years. But now, with the rise of the teenager subway surfing, it was obvious to me, one of the reasons it's happening, and that's the catalyst for this course. In any event, though, that's what I wanted to share with you. So thank you for being here. And so hopefully there's a moment when it clicks for you as well, with understanding the playing field and the value of the present moment and your ability to lock in to here and now, this very moment right here, right now, right? So, but so you got to kind of like be on the offense with all of the things that are trying to pull you away, right? In any event, you'll learn this in this course. So you could trust me and let's go through it. We're in this together. But yeah, I just wanted to begin with that story. Let's continue. Yeah, so consciousness awareness, right? I am a consciousness, as you can see in the picture. I have a body, as you can see in the picture, right? So this is the theory that I live by, that you, the viewer, are to consider, right? Just to consider it. And it's been very effective for me, right? And yeah, it's been very effective for me. And by the way, how I define mental health, right? Like when people ask me how I'm doing, or when I ask them how they're doing, I define mental health as being able to appropriately respond to my environment, right? And not to overreact or not to underreact. Because sometimes I'll need to overreact, sometimes I'll need to underreact, but I want to be able to appropriately respond to my environment. And there's a lot of things that go into that. It could be my mood, my food. I personally don't take any pharmaceuticals, and but I do respect the pharmaceutical industry, the psychologists, the therapists, your doctor, whatever type of medication you might be on, or whatever. I have respect for that industry. I don't take any, and so it's not necessarily a factor for me in terms of how I respond. But in this course, we will be briefly going over some of the things that relate to dopamine and serotonin, which is just neurotransmitters in the brain. But let's continue. Yeah, so you see, I am a consciousness, I have a body, and the consciousness, as you choose to watch television, right, it will project the fake shadow body, the fake vicarious body into the Netflix, into the movie, and then whatever is happening in the movie, your brain will kind of feel like it's happening to you, which is the consciousness, right? So the consciousness, real body, fake body, right? Projected into Netflix or into movies and television. So same thing with video games, right? The consciousness, you are a consciousness. I am a consciousness. I have a body projected into the video games, right? You're having fun playing FIFA. You're having fun playing Roblox, right? You could be like, whatever fun thing, and it's like a fun, but it's very important to be firmly based in reality in terms of what's happening. Now, I enjoy movies. I love Roblox. I love playing video games, right? But because of my knowledge, I'm able to like firmly understand what's going on to be able to make informed choices, right? So let's continue. Yeah. So what causes joy or happiness when playing video games, right? What causes joy or happiness when playing video games, right? So the challenge. There's a certain challenge with video games. We all love to be challenged. Um, Secondly, there's a control to increase score in video game, right? Yeah, you want to increase your score. You want to get to the new level. It's fun, right? The community aspect, especially on Roblox. It's fun to play Roblox with friends, right? Yeah, certainly. And then the last one there, the reassurance of identity. Like for example, for me, I am among the top 10 best FIFA players in the world. Not currently, but there was a period not too long ago where I was like among the top 10% in FC Mobile FIFA on the phone. And I love it. I enjoy it. I'm very competitive with FIFA. I love it. It's a good strategy game. So yeah, these are the what causes joy or happiness when playing video games, right? Later on in the course, we're gonna look at a little graph to kind of show, and we're only showing video games on Netflix because we're gonna eventually compare it to when you're by yourself to be able to show the joy or happiness that can come from being by yourself with no technology and how exactly do you access it, right? It's not obvious, and we're gonna go over it here. Let's continue. Yeah, so what causes joy or happiness when watching movies, right? So, ideal life imagined, right? Whether you want to be a detective, you want to go to space, you want to fall in love, you want to be scared, you want to like, watch a horror movie, ideal life imagined. It could be whatever you're feeling in the moment. Next, testing ideal life, enemy tries, right? So usually in any movie, like if you look at Harry Potter, for example, there's Voldemort, right? There's the hero and then the villain, right? So yeah, testing enemy tries to intervene. Yeah, like a little challenge. You got the ideal life, then you got an enemy trying to intervene. We like that. Our brain likes that. Within movies. So the next one is surprises within ideal life that are ideal, right? So certain fun things like when you watch a movie, the movie and the characters' friends would go to like a coffee shop or they'll go ice skating, fun things you enjoy in a movie, like certain surprises, right? And then the last one, community. You know, um, Fun movies we enjoy like the community. Like we mentioned in the course, you are a consciousness. You have a body. Consciousness is projecting the fake body, the shadow body, the vicarious body into the movies, right? And then there's gonna be friends, and it's fun, and but it's this is just what causes happiness, and we all enjoy it. My favorite movie, for example, is I love Interstellar, but I think my favorite movie probably is August Rush. It's a lovely movie. I think when I watch it, I usually cry like 3 times watching August Rush. But let's continue. Yeah, so what causes joy or happiness when by yourself with no device? Right? What causes joy or happiness when by yourself with no device? Now, this is intentionally blank, right? It's intentionally blanked because what we're discussing here for module one, we're going to look at the Netflix, right? What causes joy or happiness with that? As we look at the video games. What causes joy or happiness with that? And then with this one, what causes joy or happiness when by yourself with no device, right? Now, throughout the 14 modules within this course, I believe is around 7 of them is geared towards the solution, right? But those solutions are things to go on the offense with things like if you look at this image right now, this young man, right? You may assume like he's likely thinking of wanting to go play a video game, likely thinking he wants to go watch Netflix. It's likely he's not present, likely he's not centered, likely he doesn't even want to be there, right? But within those, I believe it's 7 modules at least within this course, there is going to teach you how to go on the offense against specific things that would be preventing you from being present, right? So yes, they're blank now because we're in module number one. Don't want to overcomplicate it, right? So yeah, this is just module number one, and once we reach those respective modules, before the end of the course, you're certainly going to know the information, about what causes joy or happiness when by yourself with no device. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, so in summary, yeah, you are a consciousness and you have a body, right? You are a consciousness and you have a body, right? Your consciousness can project a fake or vicarious or shadow body um, when you play video games or watch movies on television, right? As you're seeing in the very foundational important image for this course. Everything else that we're going to be speaking about for the remaining modules is built upon this theory, built upon this principle, in order to firmly understand you, the viewer, right? To firmly understand what's going on, so that you can be comfortable by yourself, so that you can be understanding, what's going on when you see someone maybe choosing to go on a subway, or you see someone choosing to use to vape or use marijuana. A lot of these things are tied into emotional regulation, and you're literally learning in this course, um, to me, the highest form of emotional, high functioning emotional regulation, right? So let's continue. Homework or supplemental learning. Some of these modules will have some homework or supplemental learning, such as some TED Talks I'll expect you to watch, or maybe even some movies, or maybe an article. And yes, I know like some of you may be as young as 11 years old watching this with your parents. I do expect you to watch it as well, and the TED Talks and the movies and stuff like that, because you know you are here, and so this is kind of like your reality check. This is a reality check to some extent of the world you're living in, to kind of understand objectively the technological implications of the world, the cultural implications of the world, and to just be, like I want the best for you, the viewer watching. And yeah, we're all in this together to some extent. So let's continue. Okay. This is the end of module number one. Please take module number one assessment before continuing to module number two. So within the course notes, there should be information that will take you to do module number one assessment, which should be a multiple choice quiz. And at the end of every module, there'll be a quiz that I'll expect you to take.